Hello, everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. We haven't seen each other for quite a long time because our previous podcast was recorded in advance and wasn't live, but we are now back after summer vacations and everything, and we are back with the very good news. If you have followed our announcement for this podcast, you have saw that we have switched to a new online learning platform, and it was quite an interesting month for education worldwide and our students. I believe that students, parents, but also some new parents and students who are looking to enroll in our online school have a lot of questions about how online schooling works and what the platform offers to students and to children, which is why we're going to discuss it live today. And I will talk about it with my dear friends. Actually, Anita is already a host. So hi, Anita.
Hi, Mary.
I will wish you welcome, but actually this is your house, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and our guest is actually Stefan, and you know Stefan from our previous episode. Every episode with him is like really interesting because he always has some interesting topics and switches of subject during the podcast. Welcome, Stefan.
Thank you, Mary. How are you?
Excellent. I mean, we had a busy day today. We had actually busy months. I think the both of you will agree on that. Because it's the enrollment season. Although we are working and the school has an open enrollments throughout the entire year. Actually, it's August, September, and pretty much October when we have like the biggest number of questions and enrollments, which is also the reason why we sometimes are a little bit late with replying to questions. And this is like a public maybe apology to everyone who is waiting for us, but we are doing everything we can. New online learning platform. Anita, I know that you will be talking from the perspective of a consultant about the platform, but I would like to start with Stefan and ask him why we switched to this new platform. What was the main reason behind this decision?
Well, as you both know, we were preparing this for quite a long time, and it came as a cooperation between Education Worldwide and Accelerate Education, where we started preparing a specific new platform for our international needs and preparing a completely new curriculum. So it needed to be followed up with a new LMS, a new system, and a new methodological approach. Why we did this? We wanted to bring more interactive approach in online schooling. And this interactivity can come from two angles. Digital perspective and how our students and the school functioning in a digital world. And we wanted to bring more interactivity into actual student engagement. So how do they communicate between each other? How do they communicate with teachers and tutors? How do they combine their assessments, assignments, and how all of that is combined into an online K-12 school, what we represent. And the need for this is quite interesting, that you want students, even if they are taking an online school, to have the real, as a real school education, but also to be as interactive as fully digitalized system. So basically we want full interactivity between students and teachers. We want students to communicate and to bring this social aspect into the online learning. We want to have online discussion groups. We want to have online projects. We want to bring this into something different, something where students will feel that they're working together to achieve results, to have the sense of team engagement between groups in certain courses, especially in social education. And then we also want them to have the very diverse curriculum, which will increase their chances of enrollment into universities or other institutes of higher education, and which will provide them the better chances for employment and better future in general. So all of this was discussed, first of all, with academic board. We created a project, a plan, and we started implementing it. The final step of implementation was during the month of September and partially August. And this final stage was the most complicated one. How to transfer the complete group of students from one platform to another.
Yes, because some
Yeah.
of our students were in the middle of the grade and they have already made some progress, and we had to be very careful to transfer that progress
Yes.
to the exact point.
We first must take into consideration that education worldwide is a school. So the platform we use is not the school itself. It's a tool we use as an online school. So all the data, transcripts, everything is double kept safe. So it's not kept safe only in the platform.
Yeah.
We have our own database, we have our own servers, and we keep all the digital data according to the highest standards of data management. And everything what students did in previous platform and in the new platform is continuously saved in our servers. So this was the first step to connect both systems and to have all the data saved. So when we issue a transcript, we can freely say, okay, if someone wants to check, they can log into the old platform and into the new platform. All the data is there. We also have the parallel data of complete student activity in our own server. And then on the basis of all of this information, we can produce a report and transcript. So whoever sees in the new platform that their progress shows that they need to do maybe 2 or 3 assignments they're left to do, which is transferred from the old platform, but they don't see the data from the old platform, what they did previously. They can see the data from the old platform by logging into the old platform. That is still there, and the old platform is still active, and we will not shut it down until the transition process is completely finalized. Now we can say for sure that all the student achievements, progress, and everything, including complete student data, has been transferred to the new system. The classes and everything is functioning and have been functioning normally. We had 1 week of pausing so we can train the teachers and tutors and complete staff involved into the complete usage of the new platform and show them all the capabilities of the new platform. So what's also new? What we implemented in new platform? What are the new features?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you that, but can you press pause for
Yes,
now?
I
Because I
will.
want to ask
Yeah.
Anita something. Anita, as one of our leading consultants who has consultations on daily basis, and you're like pretty much on the phone all the time speaking with parents, what is something that you tell them about this new platform? How do you present them this new platform?
Well, basically, I tell it as it is. So it is much more organized. And one thing that I've found a very popular question in the past is something with terms and semesters. So with this new platform, it is separated into semester A, semester B. Basically, the students are not overwhelmed with the workload. Everything is, like I said, more organized. It's a great opportunity for them to kind of delegate one section of their studying to, say, completing certain tasks. Once they've completed that, it gets stored away into their archives. Everything is saved, like Stefan mentioned as well. It's just a lot more, even the technical side of it as well. There are no glitches in it. It's just more smooth.
Yeah. I like it. I like it as well because it has semesters A and B's in terms of curriculum that is delivered. Because our old platform had everything on it, and some students find it confusing. We're afraid of so much learning material that is loaded.
Absolutely.
Even though they have absolute flexibility and freedom to work it in their own time and at their own pace. But I think that's really good. Okay, Stefan, let's go back to these features that you mentioned. I heard that I didn't heard. I actually saw it. I'm sorry, I saw it because some of our students had trouble organizing their time and sorting their assignments on the platform. They didn't quite understand it on the previous platform, which is something that we solved through this new platform. But tell us, what else do we have, and what are some features that are new? And
first, what we implemented is the system of continuous learning. And when we say continuous learning, imagine a line beginning and the end of a semester. And now imagine that line which can be altered, stretched, or compressed according to the pace of students' learning progress.
So it's more individualized.
It is that is part of. It's not even an digitalization thing. It's a programming feature we implemented that the platform adapts the course according to the student's pace of learning automatically. And this continuous process actually enables students to adapt their own schedule, but in real life world. Okay, today I will learn, tomorrow I will not, but the platform can adapt to that changes, to that alternatives. And what we actually represent, we have certain programs for young athletes or for gifted children, which are in different aspects successful, and their way of learning is not suitable for regular learning schedule, what mostly students do implement in their daily work. And this is how we solve this problem. Secondly, we created something called observer role. So parents or generally anyone who is interested in their students' work can be added as an observer. They can't influence anything on the platform, but they can observe the progress of a student. So they don't need to contact the support, the consultant, or anyone else. They can simply log into the platform and see how their children or their students are doing. And this is extremely important to give also other important subjects in students' life the important role in an online school. So they are constantly in the loop. They can also select in their own profiles how they want to receive updates to their email. Is it going to be daily, weekly, what notifications they want to receive. They can create their own profiles. There is really a lot of possibilities in the new platform. What we also added, and we find it extremely interesting for students, is that students can create their own profiles in the platform, like in any social media. Even this is educational platform. It's somehow also a social media, because our students do communicate with each other when they have group projects, and they all must have their own individualized
so now they're
profiles.
able to communicate through platform instead of going to some third party.
No. Not completely. We limited that because we don't want to create a forum on the platform. This is not for that. We don't want students to log into the platform and then not going to the learning section but going to the social activity section.
It's controlled.
Yes, it's really much controlled because we want students to be focused. We have other ways with group classes, with other social activities where they can communicate with each other on academic level. Also, on academic level, when they have group projects, that is where they can communicate in the platform.
That's great as well. And I like the observer account because a lot of parents usually during the consultation. I'm sorry.
Of course,
I have
continue.
to put you on a pause for a moment because this is
We're
part
playing
where I
pause
can
play.
discuss.
Pause play.
Yeah, he talks a lot, and everybody knows that.
I cut him off.
I have to discuss with you. I don't know if your experiences are the same, but I have a lot of parents who are like, okay, we are enrolling our child into an online school for the first time, and we are really concerned about that feedback that we get, how we can monitor their success, how we can know if they have done something and what did they do. So I think this observer account will be
it's perfect for it.
Right?
And it's good because, like Stefan mentioned, they're just observing. They can't actually go in and complete
Do
the
something for-
assignments
yeah.
for their children. So they're just observing.
You think parents would cheat like students?
They can't.
They can't.
It doesn't matter would they can't.
Okay, since we're talking about parents, I'm going to invite everyone who is watching us to ask questions in the comment sections. We are going live. We're going to answer any question that you have. We would like that we get questions regarding online learning platform, but if you have any question regarding online schooling, how things work at education worldwide or anything else, feel free to ask Anita, Stefan, and I will.
And
gladly
also, if
answer.
anyone faces any difficulties using the new platform, please send us a comment about that as well. And here live, we can explain and help you
How it
if
works
you
with
have
you.
any issues at the moment. No, you're from marketing, I from my technical perspective, also Anita as a consultant, and maybe on the basis of that it can be an interesting discussion. We are not asking only positive comments. Let's hear
Of
the
course,
negatives.
because we can solve
Yeah.
the negative comments and make platform work better.
Exactly. What we really wanted to implement in the new platform is much more tools for users, students and parents. We really focused as a school into the usability and what is the student perspective, what is the observer perspective, teacher's perspective, head admin perspective, and what possibilities do we have and what possibilities students have. And what we also implement, and it's really important that teachers can comment on any quiz, any assessment, any assignment from the platform directly. They can grade every step of students' work, and we created a more detailed grading system. Now, we do understand that this demands more work for teachers, but this is beneficial for students and parents because teachers are definitely more involved in the student development. And what we realized during our functioning as an online school is that this connection between students and teachers is the central point of an online school. This is the core. And then we build complete dynamics and complete system around it. So the platform must serve the purpose, not the opposite way around. And what we see first of all, what we see with other schools is that they don't develop, they don't change the systems, they don't question the methodology. They just get something and put them in front of students and parents. Okay, now use this, and that's it. But they didn't research enough what's the point of this system. What we did is actually we looked into our students' results, we looked into their productivity on the platform, what are their projects, how do they function every day, what is the average time they spend on the platform, which equals in the school, how much time do they spend doing certain assessments and assignments, and how, if the platform is not really connected to the other side, meaning teachers, it's too automatic, it becomes a clickbait app. Even in education, students will get used to instant feedback. And that instant feedback, in this case, represents something bad because they don't have the authority who will really grade their work and comment on that and give them guidelines how to develop further, how to proceed further. This is something we solved in online education. So giving more communication. This communication may seem forced because it is going around grading, but this is the only way you can really properly channel students' talents and give them the opportunity to develop further. So they target better grades, they target more difficult assignments and assessments, they are highly connected in their projects and group work. Now we are speaking the actual school. Okay, they work together in a classroom, they communicate with the teacher. What we excluded is only negative sides of the actual school. So there is no bullying, there is no certain negative tone, there is no
spending way too much
exactly
time in the classroom and just
without
wasting
any
time,
productivity. So all the negativities of an actual schools are simply not there, but everything what is positive about actual school, which is positive social action, communication between students, developing the proper academic language, and we want our students to really excel and to be the best of the best. And this is how we focus the new platform. So this, let's call it, this is for the best of the best. And now we represent that methodology for all our students. And we want them all to push through, to adapt to the new platform. We didn't have any issues with students. Usually, I think it was more difficult transition for parents than for...
they were really afraid because actually the transition we started the transition on September the 1st, so the like International Day when the school starts, we actually informed our parents and students that there will be no school for a whole week. But I think that once they saw the platform, they kind of realized that this is going
to be better.
Yeah, and we will talk more about it. We have a first question from Michael. Hi, Michael. First of all, thank you for watching our podcast. Michael asks, as a parent, what do we have to do to obtain an observer account? Do we have to request this, or it will be sent to us automatically? Thanks.
Yes, you need to request it. Mm-hmm. You need to send an email to your consultant that you would like to have an observer account, and during the same working day you will receive all the data. Simple as that.
Yes, this is really simple. We don't create observer accounts for parents in advance because we have a lot of students, and having a lot of observer accounts will only overload the platform because some parents will simply not use it, and we just left it as an option for parents to choose.
And it also depends how the parents are involved with the platform itself. Mm-hmm. If the parent wants to have an individual access, meaning not influencing the students' work, this is more adapted to high schoolers and middle schoolers. Mm-hmm. When we talk about elementary school, especially K, first grade, second grade, we see parents helping students use the platform or helping them with the schoolwork. And then the student and the parent are using one login, one account. Yes. So basically, this is the main reason why you should be asking. It is. We are not forcing this. It is not mandatory for you to constantly receive notification about your students' work.
Of course. And I think it's really great to have this observer account as a parent because likewise, parents are busy with their work, with everything, and online schooling is flexible for them as well. They don't have to go to parents-teachers night like in traditional school. They are not obliged to wait for a particular moment to get information about their son or daughter, and they can see their progress, and also in any time they can contact tutor, assign tutor of a particular student, and get more details if necessary, right?
Yes. Of course.
Okay. I wanted to ask Anita, what do you think about everything that Stefan just told? How do you see it as a consultant? And did you had the opportunity to do platform presentation for some new families? And how did they react?
I actually included a few of our teachers throughout that platform demo. Just because we don't actually have a demo account just yet. I think now we finalized that.
We do.
Yep. When I did have that first initial one, I had one of the teachers there, and they just explained everything, the ins and outs of it. And I think it's really important as well in that time that we did have a week off school, they were able to join in the consultation as well. So it's good to have a teacher always coming in and explaining from their perspective. Parents always asking teachers questions that they want directly from the source.
Yes.
But I think I've had a lot of positive feedback as well from parents that I've had consultations with, that have enrolled their students and everything. They love it. They love that it's structured and excuse me, that now when the students go through their lessons, they can't skip. So they have to go accordingly to the way it's set out. So each module has to go chronologically, and I feel that's very important as well for them to basically get used to that system as well. But a lot of positive feedback, and I get excited when I tell them we have a new platform.
Why we made it more strict in this way? I also need to explain. We can't leave academic holes in student development. We can't. We don't have, we were talking, we had one podcast and we said school for the 21st century. And what we want to do is really create strong individuals. But these strong individuals need to be academically developed, able to manipulate informations. To manipulate information, you need to hold in the information. You need to have it with you. And you need to be secure about that information. If you want to share something, if you want to explain something, you need to know what you are talking about. I think that is the main, that's the core of an individual development. Okay, if you grow up in a forest, you will definitely know how to chop a tree. So
you always have some interesting comparisons.
If you develop yourself as a student, you definitely need to know how to follow certain course, to be involved in certain subject, and how to proceed with that. Previous platform allowed the flexibility to jump over modules, and it was good to allow complete flexibility, but we saw that students are manipulating this, and they were simply leaving certain sections undone. Not a lot of them, but if we speak about 3 to 5%, okay, this is
that can cost them at the end of the year, because they will not have.
They will be. Then they need to go back and they need to fill in that hole.
So no shortcuts.
No shortcuts. Here you need to go through everything. You need to. What we also implemented, some interesting things. There is student journals. I said group projects. Communication with teachers is more direct, and you can see all the teachers which are involved in certain course and who is actually creating your course. The main screen, how you see your courses when you open, is much more organized. You have daily activity, to-do list, and complete analytics.
I like that as well, the daily activity and to-do list, because as mentioned previously, I had some parents who were like, yes, but they're having trouble getting around all the work and learning material, and I think that is something that we pinpointed when we sent an email to parents and told them that now they have activity stream. What is wrong with me tonight? I'm sorry.
It was a long day.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Long month.
Yeah. And it's not over yet. A lot of things to do still. And I think they love it. I wanted to ask you as well, because I know that you are also in touch with some parents. What are their impressions? Like our parents who are and students who are with us for a longer time. Did you got some impressions
what
from
I saw from the emails and feedback, I saw only positives. And I saw that the students and parents are happy with the new platform. I think the change is good. The change is always good. That is something in my philosophy of life. So the change is good. Also, what brings to all students and parents, okay, they saw something, different login. It's of course completely in line with it's an education worldwide platform, education worldwide brand. The curriculum is completely updated. All the courses are new.
even for even for our elementary students as well. So
Yes.
we now have additional subjects, core subjects for our K to 4. I mean, third and fourth grade always had the 4 core subjects, but now kindergarten,
Okay,
first and second.
yeah,
have
and
the
they
4
have
core subjects.
they have electives
They
as
have
well, which is
electives
also really
It's
nice.
fun.
Yeah, it's fun because they will have some more work to do, but that more work actually means that they're just broadening their knowledge
Exactly.
and everything that
It's more interesting to have several topics to actually work on. Of course, complete digital dynamics is there. Videos, quizzes, games, whatever they want, they have in the new platform. Whatever is necessary for the digital education is there. But complete dynamics and methodology of learning is now more focused on students itself.
And I think it's more in line with our general learning methodology, which is exactly
Exactly.
that individual approach, and I really like it. I'm sorry that we don't have any teachers with us now. Maybe they can talk more about this curriculum. We just mentioned that it's different and that it has more subjects, especially for elementary school students. But middle school students also got some interesting electives. A bigger list of electives actually. I think the high school also got some electives that are, in my personal opinion, more up to date and they're reasoning more with the time and the age that we're living now, because
If someone was following us for a longer period and they saw that we changed and maybe in the first impression deducted number of electives, but we didn't. What we did, we excluded outdated ones. We implemented new ones, refurbished ones which were connected to IT, to programming, to coding, and we live in a constantly changing world. And we must be constantly adapting to this world. We as an online school were never connected to any external factors which were influencing the booming of this industry. So we were always functioning as a complete online school. And what perspective we have other newly developed online schools, meaning regular schools who somehow
have
became
to switch online.
to online, we were actually following the dynamics and methodology of students who are studying in online environment. And when I say this, I mean what we did with this platform. We used all the experience we had previously. We focused that experience to the student and how the student will develop. And this will all bring to their results when it comes to the final ACT or SAT exams. It will all bring when they finalize their K-12 education and proceed to the universities. It will all come into place when they start developing in other education areas or specific education fields, specializations, career and technical education, and other fields which comes after high school. So they will be much more prepared. They will also not become students which were using the online school as a learning app, and they are not socially developed so they can actually communicate for a new job or communicate at an interview for enrollment into some college or university. So we need to take into perspective everything what is important for the student. And social intelligence mustn't be forgotten in this sense. We need to develop every aspect, creativity, art, even have drawing as an online course.
Which in previous consultations, people have always asked, not just consultations, emails, my child likes drawing, they're very gifted, do you have any courses?
And we didn't have.
Now we do.
Now we do.
Now we do.
And
Art.
we also,
We focused on art. We focused on. It is. This is a regular school online. Let's not call it online. This is a regular school happening online, and that is so fully dynamic, fully interactive.
Yes, I think that sometimes parents and maybe even students, but mostly parents have trouble understanding that online school is completely legitimate. They're not here just for, pass the time
No.
while they wait for something else. They're here to learn, and they actually get regular transcripts and everything. But I think that's the topic for some other. We have a new comment, and it's really interesting question from. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. It's Eileen Oliveira, I think. She says, "My kids think the other platform was more user friendly. Do you think they will get accustomed to this new one with time?" Who would like to answer that?
Can
we
I?
we should have a buzzer.
No, this is good. This is excellent. First of all, if your children are not used to the new platform, you should communicate with teachers, and you should book an individual class where you will go through the platform with a teacher who will explain about the functionality of the new platform. Yes, they will get used to it, definitely. And it will be better for them. Because what was the benefit in the previous platform, as I explained, more flexibility, you can jump in the modules, you can do whatever you want. Here, when we focused, now every step of the way needs to be fulfilled. But this is good. This is good in a few months from now when the semester exams come. It is good when we have the final projects and final assignments. It will be good when the final transcripts arrive and the grades are better.
Yeah, so definitely the kids will adapt, and as Stefan said, you can always schedule a meeting with the assigned tutor of your children, and they will go step by step and explain everything that is confusing in the platform. And
as I said, we are open to negative feedback. What was better? And if Eileen is ready to comment again, it will be helpful. Why do they find the new platform not as good as the previous one?
Yeah, that will be great. And if you can share that in the comment, we will ask you to, you and your kids compose an email and send us an email. We will gladly review it and maybe try to solve these problems. If it will be possible, of course.
Everything is possible. This is what's also the benefit of this new platform. We can solve everything because we are the ones who developed it. So if you have some usability issue, if something is not working properly, we can solve it immediately. If you find it visually okay, I don't like the design of the platform, then it's something we can maybe create, because what I see, 90% of the parents have and students have a good feedback, have a positive feedback. So if we see that this minority has some good inputs, and if we implement it and we see other parents are still happy with it, we will do it. We can even create a beta testing system. Let's see how we can. Yeah. Well, it's all part of our decisions now, and how I look into the community around education worldwide. We are also all somehow shareholders of the school, even parents, and students. Of course, we are all influencing the development of our educational system. So please do comment, and please be free to tell us what were these negatives what are the negatives of the new platform, what were the positives of the previous platform, what were the negatives of the previous platform, and let's discuss it. We made a decision based on objective results and how the student daily life was in the using the previous platform. how what were their daily activities, how much time they were spending using the platform, and then opposite to that, how much time they were spending using the projects and other activities provided by the old platform, and what are they doing now. So let's discuss it. Let's make a discussion. We can be here for a very long time.
Great. You have an invitation, whether you like to do it now or through the email, it's up to you. Both Michael and Eileen say thanks. Thank you for following us, and thank you for jumping in on this topic and creating a conversation. The reason why we do this live podcast is because we want parents and everybody who's interested in enrolling in online school to actually be included and ask us live anything they want to know, because we want to create this. I mean, we are sitting here and for an hour we talk positive things about our online school. So it's always good to have somebody who will ask something that is different, and we can just explain maybe even the other side of online schooling and everything that parents and students would like to know. So if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. If we have other parents who are watching us, follow the example of Michael and Eileen and feel free to ask us anything. Okay.
And follow and subscribe.
Yeah, follow and subscribe. He's doing my job now because I'm forgetting. Yeah, Eileen says, I personally think they just were used to it. Yeah, that happens with children. They're, especially if they came into a new online learning environment. Actually, our previous platform wasn't bad. Actually, it was really, really good.
It was good, yeah.
And we understand completely why children were used to it. I mean, I think teachers were used to it as well. But this new one, just give it a time, and I'm pretty sure that
as I said, the new platform brings
well.
new dynamic, and we will be implementing more new things as the time passes, and we will be bringing in the more teaching professionals into the Education Worldwide team, and we will be expanding the possibilities of online learning, especially this year, and we will be doing that aggressively. And why we will be doing that? Because our online educational community is growing massively, and we as a school, we want to use this fuel to create something which will be maybe the new wave in online schooling, the completely new system which has a proven methodology to create young successful people. And when we succeed in this, when we show, okay, 60, 70, 80% of our students are extremely successful at their final examination, the results show that our learning methodology is maybe 10 or 15 times better than in other private or public schools. It doesn't matter. And we still keep the same affordable tuition fees. Then we have broke all the previous adaptations of online education that expensive is better. It's not. And that it must be somehow in a certain class or in a certain neighborhood. It doesn't. We can do it better, and we are doing it better. And all of this is part of our movement. And as I was previously saying, Education Worldwide really is changing the world with our system of education. So we really appreciate it.
We have a lot of questions.
Yes.
First of all, Eileen says that she thinks that changes can be difficult sometime, and she will write an email, and she thanks us for the answers. Once again, thank you for joining this conversation. And Michael also has another question. This is great, actually. This is one of the podcasts where we have parents who are involved. He says, I see the new platform shows how much time the student spends in each class and activity. Fantastic. Question, is the time the student spends in live classes counted anywhere or credit given?
Yes. First of all, it is counted, and secondly, yes, it is credit given. So we must really understand that our database the school and our administration in the final transcripts incalculates all of this. So in the platform is the activity spent in the platform. On the live classes together in the group classes and individual classes and together with teachers, then we count that on a separate server. And all of this is part of the final grading system. And more freedom to teachers to grade the students according to their perspective of the student development. So what this means, and when I said teachers can comment on anything what students do on the platform, they can grade it also. They can change the grade of certain automatically graded quiz.
Yes, because the platform automatically grades.
Yes.
And the teacher can influence that grade if they know that a student was really involved in the classes. And that's something that Doris, our head tutor, talked about in one of the previous podcasts. Actually, I think it was the second podcast, but maybe we can bring her in again so she can update this topic. Michael asked, where does this show on the platform? I think that it doesn't show on the platform, as we have said previously, but maybe we will find a way to include that.
We will not.
Well.
It is really important. So we need to understand how the school is organized to really talk about this subject. So individual student work on the platform is a student work on the platform. We could have implemented even links to live lessons in the platform itself. We didn't. Because we wanted to leave these live discussions between teachers and students, and they would be using the platform during these live classes. So when they do use the platform, and they usually do use the platform in 90% of the live classes, that is saved in the platform. When they don't use the platform, they don't follow the curriculum. Let's say this is a social debate club. And they are certainly, this is not counted as part of the platform and main curriculum work because this is an extracurricular activity.
Yes, understandable.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Michael says thanks, and we say thank you, Michael,
Thank you.
as well. If anybody else wants to jump in, we are open for any questions. Until then, who of you two would like to continue? We have.
I think what I would like to ask Anita, when you are presenting the new platform, and don't forget that I was one of the main initiator of this new platform and developer as well. So, are everyone happy?
Yes. Everyone is happy.
No, what are your initial comments maybe from the new families which joined us now? I think we should also welcome them to Education Worldwide, and we hope that if they haven't...
I got an invitation for this podcast. I'm not sure if they have joined us now live, but they will receive a video tomorrow, so they will be forced eventually.
Welcome to Education Worldwide, and to really we are not only here to provide a service of education. What we are here to do is also to develop young minds together with parents, teachers, educators, consultants, and to all of us together to try and give them the opportunity of a better life and a better world tomorrow. So this is why we are here, all of us.
Okay. Thank you for your kind words, motivational speech.
Pep talk.
We can do that too.
To answer one of
Stefan's
Stefan's many questions. A lot of positive feedback, and not just because he's looking at me now and making sure I say the right thing. But a lot of positive feedback, a lot more so than I have previously when I have presented the old platform, which was great. I'm not doubting your choices ever, but a lot more positive. They like the structure, they like the organization. They like how everything is there in front of them. It's set out. They don't have to think, okay, what do I have to do today? And that's what we touched base on with the whole to-do list, certain tasks on certain days. I always say, and you've probably heard me saying this around the office, with my consultations, that they ask as well, is there a certain way they can skip through or whatnot? Basically, especially when I have students in the consultation as well, it's like a video game. You have to unlock each section. So you have to complete it, go on to the next one, complete that one. You can't skip quizzes. You can't skip assessments. You have to basically do everything.
Yeah, but everything is done in a way, and you already said it, that it's not overwhelming for a student.
Exactly.
They don't have like a big exam, but they have several tests and quizzes
Little
along
quizzes,
the way,
yeah.
and it looks more fun.
Yeah.
Okay, Eileen is asking another great question. She says the live classes aren't obligatory though to fulfill the curriculum.
No.
No.
No, the live classes are not obligatory. There is a reason for that. Certain students and families want to use our system and to have an individual work. So the live classes are not obligatory at all. But what is obligatory, and through this platform we implement that, is the teacher-student communication. And teachers are actually the one grading that work, and this is how the role of a teacher is fulfilled in this situation. So we still offer full flexibility for families, parents and students to choose how they would like their children to be educated. But still, I really recommend that students and parents use the opportunity of live classes.
Yeah, that's definitely. And I also have to add that every student gets an assigned tutor when they enroll, and even if they don't take online classes, they can have consultations with a teacher. And as Stefan mentioned, they have to be in a communication with a teacher through the platform, because teachers can only guide them if they're not interested, if a student is not interested in having an online class. And although we did mention, because I do believe that why she asked this, we did mention that a teacher can influence a grade or something, it doesn't mean that a student who doesn't use online classes that they will be bad student, or they won't have
No, of course
they can
not,
be
of
straight A students. And actually we do have especially some young athletes who are not
Yes.
able to follow the classes, whether they are online or they're all online, whether they're individual or group because of their sports obligations, and they do only work on the platform, and they still get an excellent result at the end. Anita, maybe you have something to...
What is really
Stefan
important
doesn't allow you.
to mention here, that teachers must grade certain assignments which are designed that way. And we let's say, okay, in the final examinations there are questions which are in written form, and simply there is no IA or which can get into the core of a student answer, and did the student really answer the question or not.
That's
So
great as well.
yeah, so teacher needs to read that, needs to understand what student did the student provided the enough information that we can say, okay, that question has been answered. And we left that to be that way, so without the word count, without certain, just left it blank, okay, leave it to teacher to grade it. So this is one segment. Also you will have some final assignments where students need to download a certain PDF, fill it out, or draw, or create some work on their own. And why is this important in the digital world today? Well, we can't forget about writing with our hands. It's so important that we can sign, that we can write a letter, that we can use pen and paper, because if we don't, well, you don't know how to write. It's, this is part of the regular education, which we as a digital school, as an online school, really needed to find a way to implement. So we can have all positive aspects of a regular school, and as I say, cancel all the negatives.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
for your elaboration. Anita, maybe you had something to add
I
regarding
just,
this?
yes. When Stefan said, yes, our teachers are grading everything, I feel it's very important as well with this that they do give that feedback as well, whether it's good feedback, negative feedback on the students' work, because they need to know why they are getting certain grades. We've actually had, with one of the new features on the platform is the video introductions, and it's really important for students to be able to learn these skills, because we are in the digital age. We are learning all these different aspects in life that we need to use, that we need to incorporate in school, in work, in everyday life.
Just to clarify, a video introduction of a student. So not a video introduction of the platform, but students need to create their own video to introduce themselves.
Yes.
Oh, really? I didn't know about it.
And audio, and to present themselves. And this is one of the main social features. How to, you will meet someone, you need to present yourself.
Introduce
Exactly.
yourself.
So,
Right, that's
yeah,
great.
so they
I
get-
also,
yeah.
I'm sorry, I also had to add, I think there are students, especially those in higher grades, maybe in high school, have much better online communication than, I don't know, 10 or 20% of people that I personally deal, not in just my work life, but in everyday life, personal life. Yeah, really. They're really good in their online communications with teachers, with consultants. When they talk with an educational institution, they know how to approach, they know how to address their problem, which is really great. And they learn partly of that. Partially, yeah. During their online schooling with us, which is really, really great.
I feel that's a major thing that they learn with online schooling is that young adults, let's say, from middle school to high school, for example, when they're meeting someone, you have that shy factor of, okay, I don't know how to approach someone. Behind a screen, okay, you have that kind of safety zone, and then you break out of that comfort zone, and then when you go into the real world and you're physically meeting someone face to face, it's nothing. It's like you're sitting behind a screen as well. So everything just...
Everything has its own purpose, right?
Exactly.
It was really what I need to add here. We really started from an academic perspective and methodological and pedagogical perspective of student development. Then we proceed into the technical development and the curriculum development. So these stages, how this new platform was developed, that every segment of student work has a specific development reason, and that all of these requirements must be met if we want to produce altogether a highly excelling individuals tomorrow. We want to have a club of highly successful individuals, and that they all say, we finished Education Worldwide K-12 online school.
With pride.
With pride, with high pride, yeah. Because
that's a nice goal to have.
and we are for profit because we are private school, and this is a very difficult organization to be created, that we focus on academic and development points when we need to provide also for ourselves and for the employees, and that everyone are motivated. And I really, 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 really want to thank a complete team of Education Worldwide, everyone involved who survived these months of transition, and to say that I'm really extremely proud of them, how they handled the situation, whatever was going on. And there was a lot of work and a lot of overtime work, that they all did a fantastic job. I don't know a school. I don't know an organization. I don't know an entity which succeeded in transitioning and changing the complete system in 1 month. We did it.
We did.
Okay, that's great.
And
But Michael
and
has
this
another
is
question.
yes,
Okay,
please. No, please,
okay.
please.
He says our son is in middle school, but is taking high school French. Does this appear on the transcript showing that he's taking an advanced course for his age? Will that be included as a teacher's
Of
reference?
course, yes. When a student is taking an advanced course, he is basically receiving a high school credit for it, because French is an elective, and I believe this is a semestral or French A and French B, depends on the course. He will be getting now in the middle school 1 credit, which will be then counted in high school.
Yes, because in the American system, credits are they exist through elementary, middle, and high school, but they're counted
They weigh
only
differently
Yes.
throughout.
in high school. So he will have that recorded on his transcript.
Just
for
to
the
be
middle
short
school.
and to provide a short explanation when we say elementary, middle, high school credits. What's the difference? Middle school credits serve that a student can continue to high school. That's it. High school credits are the one that counts because we use that credits and students use that credits to enroll into universities. So if a student has in the middle school 1 extra credit, which will then be used in his high school, meaning that he will have 1 more credit for enrollment into the university, meaning his chances to enroll into the universities are higher, of universities of his or her choice.
Yes. Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you, Mary.
And thank you, Michael, for asking this
Thank
question.
you, Michael. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of things regarding this credits, electives, and core subjects. I think that sometimes students are also confused. Maybe we can dedicate one podcast explaining how
The
this
system of education, credits, progression to colleges and universities, and we will be talking about that constantly, and we will be constantly changing this subject as we change as a school and as we grow.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. I probably put pause on Anita, I guess. She was talking something before we jumped into this.
You should put pause on me.
I think so, because now I've just rewinded it. I don't even remember.
What we were talking about. We I think we said enough about the platform so far. I mean, we left out maybe the Michael says again many thanks, and we say again thank you, Michael. If you didn't, please subscribe, and we hope that we will see you on our future podcasts as well. If you haven't watched the previous ones, make sure to tune in and watch them. They're really
Make
excellent.
some popcorn.
Yes, and I think that we didn't talk in details maybe about the curriculum, but I think that's a topic for a teacher.
It is impossible to go through complete
details,
curriculum in one podcast, and what changes we implemented for each course. Every course has been updated. That is important. They're up to high standards. Our curriculum is fully adapted to national US standards, and it is part of the 2020-2021 update. So everything you see in this curriculum has been checked again, approved, and then uploaded in the platform. Everything is new. So we don't offer some outdated ideas and some outdated lessons. Everything is very up to date. And this is also important that as scientific discoveries go further, as the science changes, as we as a society go further, this will be more and more often, because we as a school need to adapt it. And I think this is one of the core problems of certain schools internationally and US nationally, that they use the old outdated curriculums. So the students will learn a certain theory or a certain theorem about something, and simply that is outdated. Something new is there.
Yes. And also even the examples that are given students or these pre-recorded videos, I think that in the new platform they're much better, more explanatory, and
Yes,
more fun for them to watch.
definitely.
Okay. Anyone else has something to add, or we can wrap this up?
I think we can wrap it up. If Stefan, you don't have any other comments?
No.
That's a
You said
first.
enough.
I simply would like to explain to parents that and students that this change came as a necessity for better development of the students themselves. And I will now sound as a boring parent, but it is all for the sake better future for students.
And I always say that as well, because we wouldn't have put all of our teachers, all of our staff through this, all of our families actually through this process if it
Yes.
wasn't for
If
the
it
better.
wasn't for good.
Yeah.
So it's everything will show in time. It's very self-explanatory when you see the platform.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we can't wrap it up. Eileen has another good question, and I think I will address this to Stefan. She asked, is it approved to apply to UE University as well? I mean the curriculum.
Yes. Yes. You can apply to any university globally and to EU universities. Now I will go back to
European
recognition of
university. Yeah, I was
diplomas.
a bit confused with this UE, but she meant European University. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, if you go back, there is one of our podcasts when we talked of recognition of diploma and so on. You are applying as an international student to any university in Europe or anywhere else in the world outside of the United States. All our students are US students according to US standards. Legal, we are a legal registered school in the state of Florida. Meaning, when the student is finalizing his studies and he gets his transcripts and diploma from us, before getting his transcripts and diploma, student is able to apply to colleges and universities in the US. Internationally, depending on the local legislative system, rules of the university, but still, probably, yes, you can even enroll into university and provide, when you finalize your 12th grade, provide the high school diploma and transcripts.
So basically, transcripts and diploma that they received from
Yes,
us are
yes,
recognized
yes,
internationally,
yes,
including
yes,
European
yes,
universities.
Yes. And you apply as an international student if you do it this way, and you are studying in English language, and you will choose studies which are in English, not in German, Spanish, and so on. You're able to enroll without any issues. If you want to enroll to a university who is using a native language as a main language of their syllabus, then you will have issues, because for one simple reason, your child was taking an American curriculum in English language. So the main problem is not about the curriculum or
And
the
legality,
diploma.
yeah.
The main problem is in the language of the program. But there is so many. I know, for example, Vienna University, the state Austrian university, they have studies in English language. So many Spanish universities have the same. Universities in France, I don't want to speak about United Kingdom because that is a
Yes.
native language over there, but you can enroll over there as well. And Italy, of course, has universities. This is so. If you are looking and you want to start to look for universities in Europe, start looking for universities which are in English language. Yeah.
They offer studies in English,
Yes.
in English language.
Yes.
But as
Programs.
mentioned, programs, I'm sorry. But as mentioned, the diploma is valid and will be recognized. The only issue is that the child or young adult in that age has been following a program in English language and maybe had some trouble adapting to some other language in which the higher education studies are delivered. thank you. This was really great question. A lot of parents ask us that throughout the whole school year. Actually, this is one of the most common questions that they ask. I hope that you're satisfied with the answer as well. And if I think that would be it for tonight, right?
I would wrap it. I would wrap it.
I thought he was going to say, I would like to say one more thing.
No, I think
Another half hour.
Yeah.
Stefan really likes it. If you haven't noticed so far through our podcasts.
Only on the podcast.
Only on the podcast. Okay. Thank you everyone for watching us. Like this podcast if you enjoyed listening to us. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and share the link with someone who might find this topic interesting. And we will see you next month with a different topic. You can always find information about the topics that we are going to discuss on our website, which we are also from time to time update with some interesting blogs and posts about online schooling and helping parents and students go through this through some tips and maybe explanations. And also you can follow us on our social media channels, and all the links are in the description of this video, so that will be it. Once again, thank you, Anita. Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you.
And thank Michael and Eileen for joining this conversation with us. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.